We are just five days away from doubling up. You know, I don't think DJI really thought that terminology through when they sat down in that marketing meeting. Either that or I am woefully immature for my age. I don't know. Let's talk drones. What's up? It's Chris, the Drone Geek, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Drones. Let's Talk Drones is brought to you by The Droning Company, the #1 online resource for commercial remote pilots based in the United States. If you've got your Part 107, you got to check them out. You have no excuse. Online at thedroningcompany.com and across all major social media platforms. If you've been following my channel for the past few weeks, you would have noticed that we've been talking about a lot of leaks for the DJI Air 3. I'm talking everything from leaked testing images to leaked marketing images to leaked spec sheets. I mean, we've got a lot of information on this drone before it's even dropped. And now we have one of the most official types of leaks possible. I'm talking about pre-release marketing directly from the mouth of DJI. If you follow DJI on social media, you get marketing emails from them, or you just happen to visit the website at the right time, you would have noticed their new double up marketing, which all but confirms that the DJI Air 3 is going to have 2 sensors on its camera. And as we approach the release date, which again is just 5 days away, let's talk a little bit about the information that we've leaked so far, speculation that we've had on that information. Let's also cover a little bit of a position change that I've had on one of the more controversial specs for this drone, and let's identify 2 unanswered questions that we'll probably have to wait until post-release of the Air 3 to find out the answers to. Let's start with the specs and the information we already have on the Air 3. So as confirmed by the pre-release marketing of DJI, we will be getting a dual sensor on the DJI Air 3's camera. We'll have a wide angle camera and a 3x medium telephoto camera. Both of those cameras will have a 1/1.3 inch sensor. The wide angle camera will have a fixed aperture of f1.7 and an equivalent focal length of 24 millimeters. The telephoto camera will have a fixed aperture of f2.8 and an equivalent focal length of 70 millimeters. Really great for mid-range shooting. It will be capable of 4K at 60 frames per second HDR video and 48 megapixel photos. It'll have a max flight time of 46 minutes, omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, and it'll be upgraded to OcuSync 4.0 video transmission system, upgrading it from 6.2 miles range to 7.4 miles. We will also see 3 confirmed packages with the DJI Air 3, the standard package with the upgraded DJI RCN2, the newest version of the standard remote controller from DJI, the DJI Fly More combo with that DJI RCN2, and the DJI Pro combo with the DJI RC Pro. So that's all of the information that we've gotten from the leaks over the past few weeks on the DJI Air 3. I've shown you all of the images we've seen to this point, plus we talked about that spec sheet that was leaked as well. And speaking of that spec sheet, there was one spot on it that seemed to draw a lot of ire from DJI enthusiasts. Of course, I'm talking about the sensor size on the 2 cameras on the DJI Air 3. And I, like many of you, was really upset when I saw that we were going to get a 1/1.3 inch sensor for both cameras instead of that format that we had speculated on, where we get a 1-inch sensor for that wide angle camera and a slightly smaller sensor for the telephoto camera. But then, commenter on the channel, HueyBui, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, I tried my best. HueyBui left a comment on our most recent video about those leaks that really opened my mind in terms of how I'm viewing the camera on the Air 3. I'm gonna go ahead and post that comment now. Let's talk about it in a summarization. Essentially, throughout all of these good points that this commenter made, the thing that I took away from it was this. Yes, we do have a smaller sensor on both cameras than we thought we were going to get originally for that wide angle camera. However, when you think about it, most people will not be able to see the difference in quality between a 1-inch sensor and a 1/1.3 inch sensor. They are so close in size that it's really going to be hard. It's going to take somebody that's been doing it for years to be able to identify the quality difference in the 2. Now, reframe it this way and think about it this way, and I think that your mood will change with regards to the sensor size on the DJI Air 3. Since we started to receive dual sensors on DJI drones, this is the closest that we've come to 2 1-inch sensors on one drone camera body. Now, you could go ahead and argue that the 4/3 sensor on the Mavic 3 was obviously the better choice, and that's true. But when you talk about an economical decision for a drone, the Air series of drones is very reasonable for the level of performance that you get out of them. We've got almost 2 1-inch sensors on this drone. Kind of mind-blowing when you think about it that way. The versatility that you're going to get out of this in terms of the image quality and the performance out of that camera, I think is going to surprise a lot of people. Not only did I share HueyBui's comment here, I also pinned it on the video on which HueyBui commented. I'm gonna go ahead and link that up in the corner here. Finish this video first, but definitely check out that video when you get a moment and read that comment in relation to what I talk about in the video, and you'll see just how bright HueyBui is. So thank you so much for sharing your perspective, HueyBui. It was really helpful, not just to me, but I'm sure a lot of other people that read that comment as well. Now, we have 2 unanswered questions that a lot of people have been speculating about since we started talking about the leaks on the DJI Air 3. The first one is probably the most important of the 2, and that is, will this be able to shoot portrait mode? Now, I still stand on the idea that it will not be able to shoot a true portrait, because the gimbal assembly doesn't indicate to me that there will be any ability to turn the camera 45 degrees to get that vertical shot position. So I don't think we're going to get true portrait with that full quality resolution. However, I'm still holding out hope that we will get portrait mode via a digital crop. I think they'd be silly not to include that, because when you think about what the Air drone is, it's essentially a crossover platform. It helps bridge people to the next level of drone flying. When you start, you typically start with something a little bit more basic, like the Mini 3, for instance. Not that the Mini 3 is basic by any stretch, but you get what I'm saying. You have your entry-level drones, and then you've got your drones that are more in the prosumer professional category, like the Mavic 3s, and then beyond that, you've got a lot of enterprise and commercial solutions. The Air 3 is really like a go-between for creators and for people looking to transition from a hobbyist into a professional in the drone industry. So why would you bleed out all of the potential for a hobbyist and a creator for social media on the Air 3 when you haven't fully transitioned into a Mavic 3 or into a Mavic 4 or whatever we're going to see next? I really think that we're going to see portrait mode on the Air 3. I just think it's going to be via a digital crop, that's all. And who knows, that might mean that the next iteration of the Air 3 does have a true portrait mode where it actually rotates the camera body 45 degrees and shoots true portrait. But that brings me to my next unanswered question, and that is, what will they call the next iteration of the DJI Air 3? In the past, it's been the Air S. We have the Air 2S, the Mavic Air 2 to the Air 2S. We had the Mini 2, we had the Mini 2 SE. Now, with the Mini 3, it's the Mini 3 Pro. With the Mavic 3, it's the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro. There's some speculation and even argument to a degree about what they'll be calling the Air 3's next iteration. Some people insist it's going to stick with the S model. You're going to get the Air 3S, which will be an upgraded version of the Air 3, and others are beginning to speculate that we'll see the Air 3 Pro in the next iteration. I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know about that, as well as any of the other information that we've shared on this video, your opinions, your thoughts, your feelings, and I really want to know, are you going to double up by doubling down and purchasing the Air 3 as soon as it hits shelves, or are you going to wait for that next iteration of the Air drone or any other drone that DJI comes out with? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It helps get this video out into the algorithm to more viewers like yourself. Also, if you really like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and while you're at it, hit the bell icon too. It'll give you a notification every time I post a new video. Until next time, I'm Chris the Drone Geek, and I am out of here. See ya!